You ever watch those cute little van life TikToks? Where someone's parked by a lake, sipping matcha, wearing their thrifted, perfect little sweater for the aesthetic, and they're like, here are my top 10 van life essentials. Yeah, throw all of that out. Because unless you want to suffer, freeze, cry, overheat, or reconsider all of your life choices in a Walmart parking lot at 2 a.m., let me give you the real list. The one that comes from actually living on the road, year after year, not from a sponsored weekend getaway. And no, I'm not cleaning my van to make this all aesthetic, because this is real van life and we don't sugarcoat things here. If you're new here, hi, I'm Bunny. I've been living van life for over 12 years. I've spent hundreds of nights in the deserts, in high mountains, on sketchy city streets. I've had freezing mornings, overheated afternoons, and a whole lot of what the f am I doing with my life moments. So today I'm giving you the essentials that are actually going to keep you alive in van life. They're going to keep you sane, and they're going to keep your van into turning into a total disaster, which is what mine is right now anyway. So grab some coffee and grab a snack. This is the no BS, long form, real life van life essentials guide. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go ahead and start with the thing that everyone thinks they can skimp on. Power. If you're going to live in your van for more than one weekend, you need an actual power station. I don't mean one of those, I'll just charge everything off my cigarette lighter situations. No, living off of a cigarette lighter is not minimalist. It's misery. And no, your Jackery 240 isn't going to run your fridge, your laptop, and charge your devices. You need a battery bank, a way to charge that battery bank, and a backup for when the world decides to be inconvenient. Whether that means you have an extensive battery bank like I do, or you just use one of these plug-and-play power stations from GRECELL. It can be as easy or as complicated as you want it to be. And trust me, the day you wake up and everything is dead, your fridge is warm and your phone is at 1%, you'll understand real fast why power is number one. Number two, you're going to need a heat source. So many people are touting about the diesel heaters, but that means you have to carry extra fuel. They make ticking noises, and they often break down with no customer support to help you fix it. My choice, my personal choice, is a propane heater. I already use propane to cook with. It's an inconvenience to go and have to get another type of fuel, have another container, and risk it spilling in the van. So my preferred heat of choice is propane. Also, the desert will betray you. People love to imagine van life as this eternal summer road trip. Let me tell you something, the desert gets cold. So even if it's a 10-pack of hot hands, those little hand warmer things, get some kind of heat source. Even if you think you'll only hit cold temps a couple times a year, those couple nights will destroy you. There's a big difference between being chilly and being cold to the bone inside of a metal box. Without heat, you'll be miserable. With heat, you'll feel like you're in a tiny cozy cabin on wheels. Coming in at number 3 is ventilation. Ventilation is the difference between a cute tiny home and a damp rolling coffin. I got lucky in my van with this vent that's on the roof that was already installed, and I just put a portable ceiling fan that's powered by USB underneath it, and I can close the hatch when I don't need ventilation. Without proper ventilation, you're going to get moisture buildup, mildew, funky smells, heat exhaustion, and condensation dripping on your face at 5 a.m. Over my bed, I have 2 adjustable USB-powered fans as well. These are rechargeable. They help things cool off on hot summer nights. Listen, water is life, and we need some water in the van. So you're going to need at least 5 to 7 gallons per person, per pet in the van at all times. And then you're going to need backup. For the engine, at least a gallon or 2 in case you run out of coolant. No water means you're not making coffee, and that also means no will to survive. In my van, I have about 23 to 24 gallons when I'm topped up. I have 2 of these blue Primo water gallons. One has a pump on top that I just push with my hand and water comes out the spout. I have another 6-gallon container over my wheel well, hidden down here specifically for the dog water bowl. I have 2 dogs. This is necessary. The second 5-gallon Primo water bottle is located behind this door in this cabinet. You can also access it from these side doors outside of the van, and that's how I get in there to refill them. People don't understand how much water they use until they move into a van. And when you have to carry every drop with you, you suddenly become very aware of everything. Of how much you drink, of how much you cook, of how much you clean, how much your dog drinks, and how often you wash your hands. There's even an extra gallon down here, but it's also a mess because I told you, I'm not making this aesthetic. This is really what it looks like. Out here, water is gold. And so is sleep, which brings me to number 5. You need somewhere to sleep. You need a bed that's not going to destroy your spine. An actual mattress, not just a yoga mat and a sleeping bag. A bed is not optional. Your bed is your couch, your office, your dining room, your movie theater, and yeah, you're gonna sleep in it. And yeah, I said this was not going to be aesthetic, so mine's not made and has a whole bunch of crap on it. I don't suggest skimping on your mattress. I know it's tempting to cheap out, but listen, you're gonna spend more time lying down in your van than you think you are. Your back will thank you, and your mood will thank you, and so will your sanity. A good mattress and breathable bedding is the difference between feeling like a human being and feeling like a raccoon that lives behind a gas station. You're going to need a way to cook, whether that's propane or butane or an induction stove. You're going to need some kind of way to heat up water, make that coffee, and have motivation to live your life. You can't keep using candles like you're summoning spirits. And cooking on a fire is often not legal in many places. Plus, it leaves all this black soot all over your dishes, which when you bring it inside, it just gets everywhere. Cooking in a van is a choose your weapon situation. Choose one, learn it, don't improvise. Cooking inside a van without a plan is how you set your life on fire. Literally. If you're using propane like me, crack a window, and you don't need a gourmet kitchen, you just need something reliable. These two propane burners are what I use for a stove, and I got them at Walmart for about $25 each. And no, the wood doesn't burn, it acts as an insulator. This is where I store my propane. It's just connected to those two burners underneath the cabinets. You're going to need window covers, not just for insulation, but to be stealth as well when you have to be in the city. But don't worry, they can be cute too. Check it out. I made these two window covers out of polyisofoam by tracing the inside of my windows with newspaper, transferring the cutout onto polyisofoam, and then covering it with fabric and black duct tape. The duct tape goes all around the sides, and I also included a tab at the top so that I could easily pull it out of the recessed window. They fit right inside the window, and I've even labeled them here, as you can see, so I know which cover goes in which window. I've also made them for my side windows here, and I store them behind the counter when I'm not using them. And they pop right into the window just like this. I've also labeled this one as well, so I know which one goes in which window over here. You can get the Mylar window covers as well. They won't be as effective, but they'll do in a pinch. Mine never stays up. I don't have a visor to hold it down on that side. You're going to need storage because in a van, your crap is going to fly everywhere. And if it's not secure, it's going to end up in the front seat with you while you're driving. One wrong turn, one quick stop, everything comes forward. Ask me how I know. Everything you own is in this tiny space with you. And if it doesn't have a home, it becomes a weapon. So whether it's milk crates or fancy cabinets, good storage makes your van feel like a home. Bad storage makes it feel like a disaster simulator. And ensuring it stays shut, even with these simple hooks, is a necessity. You're also going to need a way to get online. I know everybody thinks you're totally off-grid as a van lifer, but I depend on internet service to actually do my job, and I know a lot of other nomads do too. If that means Starlink, if that means a Wi-Fi puck, whatever it is, you're going to need it as a van lifer, even if it's just your phone. When you live in a vehicle, not having service hits a little different. It can be scary. Obviously, you're going to need a breakdown and safety kit, like an air compressor and a jump starter. You can get these little things really cheap in compact containers. I like this one by Pelsee. I use this little compact number to jumpstart my truck after it's been in storage all summer. Everything is in here, including the air compressor and the jump starter, all the cables and wires you need. I love it. It all fits in one little pouch and it zips right up for easy storage. There's nothing aesthetic about being stranded in van life. I'm also going to give you a little bonus. We're going to put 11 on the list because you can't live without this. You're going to need some kind of bathroom setup, whether that's a bucket or a bougie composting toilet, which, by the way, those are actually scams. It takes months to compost your poop, and nobody wants to carry around your own bodily fluids for that long. This is my setup. It lives under my bed, right behind the curtain where I can access it easily. It consists of a pee cup with a lid, a bucket, and all the components I need inside. Compostable garbage bags, baby wipes, and paper towels, or toilet paper. There's also this pool noodle around the top that helps it be more comfortable, but needs to be replaced soon. That big kitty litter jug is actually where I keep the pee, and I dump it out when it gets too full. In legal places. And it all fits in this little bin and easily hides out of sight by pulling back this curtain. All right, so those are the real van life essentials. Not fairy lights, not tiny plants, not aesthetic mugs, but the stuff that actually keeps you alive, safe, comfortable, and sane. Van life is beautiful. It's freeing. It's weird. It's messy. And it's raw. But if you don't have the right gear, it turns into suffering real quick. So take care of yourself. Build your van for real life, not for social media. And trust me, when you're parked under the stars, warm, comfortable and cozy, fed, hydrated, and connected, you'll actually be enjoying the moment, and you'll be glad you did it right. If this helped you out, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video or vlog. I share way more behind the scenes, early access, and real van life over on Patreon. It's how you support this channel and keep this content honest. Links are below. I'll see you in the next one. There's a fly in here, and I'm going to pull its wings off while it's still alive, because it's only with me while I'm filming. Can everything just shut the up? The stuff that actually keeps you alive, safe, comfortable, and insane. Okay, nope.